So here's example C. An oil tank is in the shape of a cylinder. A dipstick can be used to measure the amount of oil in the tank. The dipstick has a length that is an integer value. What is the smallest possible length of the dipstick that cannot be submerged completely in the oil tank? So here, a couple things to note. We have shape of a cylinder, we have an integer value, and they're looking for the smallest possible value of the dipstick that cannot be submerged in the oil tank. So they pretty much want us to find the diagonal length of this tank, but we have to go through and raise it up to the next whole number, an integer. So what we're going to do is first start by finding the height of the cylinder, which is here, that's 40. And then we have to find the diameter. Now in this example, they give us just the radius. They give us halfway across a circular base. So if I go all the way across, you need to double that 25. So for the diameter, I'm going to take 25 times 2 and I get 50. Now it's clear that our right triangle is right here. The diameter and the height meet at a right angle, so the side across from it, that's your diagonal, that's your C, your hypotenuse. So I'm going to label my sides and write a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So C is across from the right angle. The other two sides are my A and my B. I'm going to call that 40 my A, my first leg, and we'll call that 50 the other leg. So I substituted those values in. 40 squared plus 50 squared equals c squared. Now I'm going to evaluate those squares. 40 squared, 40 times 40 is 1600. 50 squared is 50 times 50 is 2500. Now I'm going to add those two numbers together and I get 4100. Then I take the square root of both sides. When I take the square root of both sides, I get c is equal to 64.03 approximately. So if I go back to that question, they said I could only use integer values for the length of the dipstick. So that means that 64.03, I have to go to the next number that is higher than that. So I'm going to go up to 65. So over here, I have it written down. The smallest possible length of the dipstick is 65 inches. Again, why I took that 65.03, I wasn't rounding, but I had to go to the next highest whole number, which would be 65. If it was 64, it wouldn't be long enough. It would get stuck in the tank.